Good morning and welcome back to my channel. So I did a thing. About a year ago I restored a boat and motor and made a few bucks on it, and I kind of enjoyed doing it. So I decided this spring, well, it's actually midsummer now, but I decided to look around and see if I could find another deal to flip another boat, see if I could do any good on it. Well, I checked the marketplace, I checked eBay, I checked Craigslist, and I just couldn't find any deal that was worth doing on any boats. Everybody had boats that were priced at restored price that needed restored, and there just wasn't any meat left on the bones. So I checked Craigslist yesterday and found a guy that had not a boat, well, initially not a boat, but he had a bunch of boat motors and pretty good deal on them. So I called him and hooked up with him. He had about 15 boat motors. 6 of them he had a package deal. He wanted, that's what was advertised, was those 6. But anything was for sale. And he also had about 4 or 5 boats for sale. So we looked at the boats first, and everything, he had the same thing. They needed restored, but he wanted the price for them that probably they'd bring if they were restored. So we just couldn't get together on any boats. But I looked at a couple of the motors, and there was a Johnson, a couple Johnsons that I kind of liked, and tried to work a deal on them, just 1 or 2 motors, and he wanted 125 a piece for the 2 that I really liked. So it'd be 250 bucks. But he had 6 of them. 6 of them. 6. If I dealt to 6, 300 bucks. It's like for $50 more, I get 4 more motors. He just really wanted to get them out of there. He needed room in his garage. So that's what he wanted. He really wanted me to take all 6 of those and get them out of there. And then he had also a really nice Merc that I really wanted. And he wanted 125 for it. So in other words, I'm getting 6 motors for 50 bucks a piece and 1 for 125 a piece. That's 7 motors. That's a lot of work. I don't want to do 7 motors. Guess what? I ended up doing 7 motors. I'll show you in a minute. So there's my pile of junk I bought. I told him, I'll tell you what, I'll buy all 6 of those engines and the Mercury, 7 engines, if you throw in 2 gas tanks, which is all he had of the pressurized tanks. Throw in those 2 pressurized gas tanks and the engine stands that they're on, and I'll take them. And he did. So I'm into 7 engines, 3 stands, which are just scrap wood, but still, and 2 gas tanks for 475 bucks. I don't think I can lose on this deal. I got a lot of work ahead of me, and you're gonna help me. All right, I gotta get this stuff unloaded, get the stands put together, get the motors on the stands, and then we're gonna run some serial numbers and get details on some of these engines. See you in a minute. Oh, here's a better look at the motors I got. There's the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then here's the beauty for 175. Sadly, it's got some damage here, but maybe it can be fixed. So anyway, that's what we have. I got to get these stands put together and get them mounted on there so I can see what's up. Oh yeah, one other thing. So when I was him on about buying these 6, I said, I don't know, I got to buy paint, fix them up. I'm going to have a lot of money in them, and that's a lot of work to do 6 of them. He said, well, I can help you on that. And he gave me this, brand new, still full, which would be good for 4. 4 of the 6 are the Johnson green. And I got to check the years, but that 42 or 52 to 55 ought to cover them. Anyway, and they had an invoice wrap around it, $42 for that pint of paint. And he threw that in. So I think I did all right. One thing I did forget to mention, we're missing the control panel face for that one. But I'm pretty sure parts are easy to come by for these things. So that one and that one are both 5.5 Johnsons. They're both 1955s, identical. So I'll see if I can get a control panel face for that. So last but not least, just because he had no further use for it, and in case I ended up needing it for whatever reason, he threw in a Johnson power head that he said is basically like new, which I don't know, we'll see. I don't need it that I know of, and I hope I don't. So I decided to work on this little 5.5 Johnson first, mainly just because I have the paint for it that the guy gave me. And I think if I thin it, you can thin that up to 25%. And I think there's probably, thin that much, there's probably enough there to do 2 engines, which I'll do the 2 5.5s with it. Anyway, I was hoping that'd be real sharp and clean and crisp inside, and well, somebody's got a house in it. So I gotta get that all cleaned out, and we'll see what happens from there. Okay, so I'm not gonna do very much cosmetic work on these until I get each one. I'll get it running and running right, cleaned up, then do the paint and cosmetic stuff. But while I had that front plate off, the control plate, I went ahead and just cleaned it up and primered it before I put it back on. Alright, alright, I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. The next thing I'm going to do is give the whole inside here a bath, some grease remover and pressure wash, and clean that all up inside. I just ordered a spark tester off Amazon, and I'll check both cylinders, make sure they're both getting the spark. It has good compression. I don't think that's any issue. But the spark tester won't be here till Thursday. This is Monday. So, I don't know. I might just, there's the old-fashioned way with a screwdriver. I might just check for spark that way. But anyway, first thing I'm going to do is clean up the inside. And I can see better if there's any hoses, fuel lines, whatever, those things that are deteriorated or need attention. But anyway, so I'm going to clean it up. Then we'll see if it has spark. If it does, we're probably going to hook up some gas and see if this will just start up. But clean up first. I'll see you next video. Thanks for watching.